Okay, let's take you back to the East African nation of Kenya, where some women used Valentine's Day to bring to light issues faced by women in the country. 30 females have been murdered since 2024, and we're only in February. The vigil was organized by the End Femicide Kenya Movement, a collective of more than 1,000 organizations as well as individuals. It was dubbed Dark Valentine, and the vigils were held in 6 other cities amid rising cases of femicide which have captured the national attention there. Zamara Foundation Program Assistant Nancy Baraza joins us now for more. Nancy, thank you very much. Good morning to you. What is it that we need to understand about what women are faced with in Kenya?
Thank you so much for having me, and good morning. My name is Nancy Baraza, as all of us have heard. So really in Kenya right now, the women are deeply hurt. Women are not happy by the incidences of killing, because as you've already had the statistics, and in just first month of this year, at least 10 women had already been murdered. And then according to also data collected by Femicide Count Kenya, 504 women have been murdered between 2019 and 2024. So also in January 4th, 2024, we had a stabbing case of 36-year-old Starlet Wahu, which made headlines. And then now after this, it was followed by several other cases that horrified the nation. So the case of Rita Waeni, just came right after the Starlet Wahu case. And of course, it was really horrific, because even the doctor, the government pathologist was not pleased. In his remarks, he said that this is something that he has never seen before in his entire career of about 20 years. He's not seen anything such as this, because of the way in which Rita Waeni was murdered. Yeah, so that is just a sneak of what has been happening and what continues to happen. Every other day we wake up to cases of women being murdered right, left and center, which is really disheartening. And that's why, as you've mentioned, women have been marching, and women will continue to just ensure that the campaign against ending violence in Kenya is achieved. Yeah.
How was Rita murdered? You say her case shocked even the state pathologist who'd been working for 20 years.
Yeah. So it is really something beyond what our even government pathologist has seen before. So it's really extremely difficult for us to even comprehend the amount of, the killings, and also the intensity of how it's happening right now.
When you take a look at the national conversation, how long has this been going on for? And are you finding that women are the only ones to bring this issue to light? Are men taking part in these conversations?
Absolutely. We've seen men also rally support this cause. We've seen them go on social media to protest against the killing of women. We've seen, activists, individual male allies who have come out to participate in this cause. But really, the wearer of the shoes knows where it pinches most. And that's why women have taken to the streets to be able to just speak to this, because you could wake up and you do not know whether you'd be next. You could wake up and maybe your sister is next. You could wake up, maybe someone very close to you is next. And by the virtue that you're just a woman, it has really heightened the terror that just involves women's movement, especially in Kenya. Yeah.
What is the understanding of what fuels the fire?
So I would really, what I think is the root causes, but I do not also, I've mentioned this before, that really giving root causes mostly could be interpreted as us giving excuses for what the perpetrators have been doing for us. It could, because really someone murders someone because they are killers, they are murderers, and the fact that we have to explain that, it already means that we are perpetuating the culture of, blaming the victims and also just the survivors themselves. But really, this is something that femicide is just the end goal. it's a culmination of every little thing that has been happening, including sexual violence, including harassment, including stalking, ogling, these very minute details around violence of women eventually culminate to femicide in the long run. So it just calls us to also think around how we can be able to shape our policies, shape our government policies and documents to be able to speak to the little acts of violence, which of course in our societies are viewed as little, but eventually perpetuate femicide against women and girls. So it's just a culmination of events and of little tiny things that have been happening that eventually lead to femicide. Yeah.
When you speak of government response, what has that been like? Is there a ministry that deals with issues that are faced by women and children in the country?
Yes, of course. There are a lot of there are a lot of institutions like the civil society organizations that are really trying to work around GBV. At the government level, of course, we have the law of the land, which is the Constitution of Kenya. We have the Penal Code. We have the Sexual Offences Act. We also have gender desks at each police station. But now the challenge we've experienced is the domestication of these laws and ensuring that women and girls are able to seek redress in case of violence and in case of sexual violations. So our country really has very good laws, but now the challenge that we face majorly is the issue around domesticating these laws and ensuring that they're able to cater to the needs of victims or survivors of sexual violence whenever they seek redress. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time, Nancy Baraza, with the Zamara Foundation program. She's the assistant there. Thank you.